Good morning, everyone. It is December 4th, 2020, here in the United States of America in a city called Fresno, California, better known as the No. And people are still dying. COVID-19 is still taking people away on a daily basis. And some of you are still playing the I'm not gonna wear a mask game. Some of you are still playing the COVID is a farce game. But yet, it has killed more than 275,000 Americans. In the last 48 hours, an American has died every 30 seconds. Now, some of you will sit back and say, you just want to believe what they're telling you, those numbers that they're putting out there. But when you start to hear from people that you know, and people that you may be friends with, people you just may be acquaintances with, when you start to hear that they done lost a loved one or a friend, or you've had friends who are fortunately recovering from this disease, COVID is real, people. And we need to stop lying to ourselves that this is some kind of ploy, because it is not. COVID, for whatever reason, has hit this country, and it's hanging on like a bad toenail. And instead of getting better, it's getting worse. You know, whether we want to admit it or not, here in America, we are going into our third phase. Remember when the orange blunder said, when it gets cold, it'll cease. It'll go away. The coldness will help it disappear. Guess what? It's cold. In some parts of the country, you got major snowstorms. And you still got record COVID numbers. In the Dakotas right now, nurses and doctors are with their backs to the wall, trying to care for people and trying to save people as COVID-19 ravishes that area. And holding Sturgis this year did not help. Something that, again, the orange blunder stood up and beat his drum for. Go ahead, enjoy yourselves. Party on, party on, party on. And all them people rolled their motorcycles up in the Sturgis and they partied on. Then they returned to wherever they came from, spreading sickness and disease. Our president-elect, Joseph Biden, says that on his inauguration day, he is going to ask America to wear a mask whenever they go out in public for 100 days, to mask up. I don't see a problem with that. Of course, we're going to have more than our fair share of anti-maskers who's going to come with that dummy shit. My body, my right. Nobody gonna tell me what to do. Hopefully your ass will cease to exist. And I'm not trying to be an ass about that, but I'm being honest. There are people out here who want to live, who want to get back to what we had before, who want to be able to associate with people normally. Attend concerts, go out to a decent restaurant without risking their health. Oh, sure, I know in some places, Florida, Texas, where you had them red governors who decided they wasn't going to shut down nothing, just do what you've been doing, which kind of explains why Texas and Florida have the COVID numbers they have. No common sense leadership. Crazy. But yeah, we're going to have our fair share of people who are going to raise hell and act crazy and claim that, experts like Anthony Fauci don't know what they talking about. Y'all was running behind Scott Atlas, who ain't had medical degree 1 when it comes to something like COVID. But y'all was buying in everything that the Orange Blunder's self-appointed COVID czar was telling you, because it was what you wanted to hear. If you go state by state, you will see. This is no joke. The state of New York, 35,627 dead. And in the last 7 days, they had 378 deaths. Texas, 22,675 dead. Last 7 days, 889. Florida, 19,111 dead. Last 7 days, 529. Oh yeah, it's real, people. Even in the states where, at one time they didn't have a problem, but now they do. Louisiana, 6,524 dead. Last 7 days, 151 people. That's crazy. And the thing about it is, it's just not this state or that state. It is now all states and U.S. possessions. Take a look at places like Utah and Oregon, where they haven't hit the thousands yet, but now they're close. South Dakota, 1,033, 146 dead in the last 7 days. North Dakota, 983, 79 dead in the last 7 days. Don't say COVID ain't real, because it is. And people can scream and bitch and moan and whine. For example, here in California, Governor Newsom just issued a stay-at-home order for the Southern California area. He's doing it in what he calls regional areas. He wants just essentials to move around. And that's understandable to me. If you don't have to be out there, why be out there? Why put yourself at risk? Why put other people at risk? And while you're out there, what's so bad about having to cover up? Trying to keep other folks safe, including yourself. What, you don't like yourself? It's just absolutely crazy that you would want to risk yourself and the people you say you love. Come on, people, we got to do better. And you get mad because somebody asks you to do your part. I've had people go, well, the governor, he's just wrong for that. We should be able to move around like we want to. To me, that is just the dumbest shit. The man puts it a stay-at-home order. It goes in effect this Saturday, 12:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay? What we trying to do is make sure that a lot of this mess is contained as best as possible. And the reason why he did it was because, our ICU beds is under 15%. Why? Because this state is being ravished by coronavirus. The county I live in, Fresno County, we're in purple right now. We are catching hell. I live in my backyard. Very rarely do I go out. And when I do, I'm masked up double masked, sometimes triple masked. I have no problem wrapping it up because I care about the people that I live with. And they will tell you here in the valley that it is crazy. Right now, the governor is talking about the 5 major regions, which is northern, southern, San Joaquin Valley, which I live in, the Bay Area, and Greater Sac. We just got to do better. And doing better means using common sense. Now, here, under the guise of purple, San Joaquin Valley, which Calaveras, Fresno, Kern, Kings, Madera, Mariposa, Merced, San Benito, San Joaquin, Stanislaus, Tulare, and Tuolumne. Right now, our counties are catching it. Don't care what anybody tells you. No matter what lie they try to feed you. Like that clown we have, Devin Nunes. Devin is the biggest turd in the Central Valley. And how he keeps getting back to Congress is beyond me. But the bottom line here is to be safe, people. Nationwide, statewide. Some are still screaming, we want the schools open. Why? Well, they say that schools ain't that big of a risk. Any risk is a risk. Some people are talking about mad because barbershops are closed, mad because beauty shops are closed. I need to get my feet done. You can't learn to do that yourself? You can't soak your feet yourself? And hit them with a pad and oil them down yourself? Come on now. You that much into having somebody look subservient, working over your feet? People, a lot of this is just madness. We need to do what we need to do in order to get better. And we're not going to get better until we make a true effort to get better. On Thursday, yesterday, the state I live in, California, reported 18,951 new cases of the coronavirus. And Wednesday's numbers marked the third time in 10 days that we breached the unimaginable 18,000 daily new cases mark. 7-day average used to be 15,121. It's up to us to do better, people. Either we gonna do better, or like the dinosaur, we gonna perish. As I always say, watch out for the people you love, look out for one another. Those of you who can legally arm yourselves, arm yourselves. Train up each other, start a cop watch. Watch the people who are watching us. Start a neighborhood watch. We have got to do better, people. Everybody say a prayer for those who have left here. And again, look out for one another. I'll holler.